Maggie sat in front of her mirror, tracing the curve of her double chin, her fingers lingering on the soft flesh that sagged around her neck. She hated it. She hated the way it felt, the way it looked. Every day was a reminder that she wasn't like the other girls at school. Thin, graceful, effortlessly attractive. They wore their size 0 jeans like they had been born into them. Maggie, on the other hand, was stuck in a body that felt foreign, wrong, and too big. The boys never noticed her. They would laugh at her behind her back, whispering words that stung like bees. Fatty, they would call her. Pig. And then they'd flirt with the girls who looked nothing like her, girls with flat stomachs and slender legs. But Maggie was determined. If she couldn't be the girl the boys wanted, she would make herself into someone else. Someone they couldn't ignore. "One day they will want me," she said, smiling to herself. "Someday." She had heard rumors about a new diet pill that promised to melt away the fat, making anyone who took it impossibly slim in a matter of weeks. She didn't care how it worked. She was desperate. She ordered the pills, not even hesitating as she clicked the Buy Now button on the shady website. When the package arrived, Maggie's hands trembled as she ripped it open. The pills were small, innocuous looking, like something you might see at a pharmacy. She swallowed the first one without thinking twice, and the heat in her belly was almost immediate. It felt like fire, like something alive inside her, growing. She could almost hear it, the fat in her body screaming as it began to burn away. For the first few days, she felt nothing but the warmth of a growing hunger inside her. The mirror, though, began to reveal something new. Her waist tightened, her legs became less flabby, and even her face looked slimmer. Maggie smiled. This was it. She was becoming the girl she'd always wanted to be. She felt powerful, radiant. Boys would notice her now. They'd stop whispering and start staring. It was working. They were now staring and approaching her, hoping for her attention. The shy Maggie that once was mocked was no longer there. She was thin now. She decided that it was time to have something that she couldn't have before. Boys. The pills had made her more brave and confident. Something inside her stirred with the instinct of an animal on steroids. Charlie was a skinny but handsome boy who once delighted in calling her names. He once called her Piggy and Fatty. She asked him to meet her in the park one evening. He agreed. The night was young and they lay on the grass away from prying eyes. "You did call me a pig, Charlie, so I'll be a pig." With that, she pushed him to the ground and started kissing him crazily, making snorting noises as she did. Ripping his shirt apart, she proceeded to kiss with passionate strength, making pig noises as she did. He eventually pushed her off and started to run. "So I'm a pig, am I?" She laughed out loudly as he ran. He shouted back at her, "You crazy bitch." When she got back, she pondered on the event that took place. She had no remorse and no regrets, just the satisfaction of her vengeance. The slimming pills had side effects which were unforeseen, but Maggie seemed not to care. She was too far gone. But then the hunger intensified. It was no longer a healthy desire to be thinner. It was a gnawing, desperate need to disappear. She ate less and less until there was nothing left but the gnawing emptiness inside her. The pills worked, but they had a price. Every inch of fat she shed made her feel more hollow, like she was fading away, like the mirror was shrinking her spirit along with her body. Still, Maggie couldn't stop. She needed to be perfect. She needed the attention. Her reflection grew eerier with each passing day, her eyes sunken, her skin stretched tight over her bones, yet she still felt ugly. Still not enough. She hadn't realized how thin she had become until she noticed the sharpness in her cheekbones, the bones poking through her shoulders. But it wasn't the boys who were noticing her anymore. They were keeping their distance, their faces full of disgust. In the haze of her obsession, Maggie failed to hear the whispers around her, the ones that spoke of how the pills had taken over her body, how they had made her something unnatural, something broken. One morning she looked in the mirror and saw not the slim, beautiful girl she had dreamed of, but a hollow, skeletal creature whose eyes glowed with a strange, feverish light. She reached for the pills, craving the fire that had once made her feel alive. But it was too late. The hunger inside her was no longer just for the body she wanted. It was for something darker, something that could never be filled.